my lecture. So this lecture, my maths lecture is from like Congo. Like he's very smart. That guy, Mr. Chiteng. Yo. So he tells his story. So Skatatawak, his father. So his father was studying. I don't know by UTAPs or Usuke from Congo and then comes to study here in South Africa and then by UCT or whatever. But at the time when he was there, can't focus on it. He was there to study on. Not that being as born you mean like get born as so you can see like yeah, you see like I'm too proud to be here.
Exactly. Do you know what you remind me of? The era back in 2020, this rugby guy is my friend, man. He's a rugby player in the school.
Yeah.
CBT or Angefun. So much that he knows these girls. Before he showed me his phone, he was like, look at that girl sitting at that place. Be cafeteria. How shall when you feeling? And I'm like, oh, you are wrong. You unborn followers 50K.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why I want real life, man. I being a female, bruh.
Yeah. That's another
bankroll is money.
And in a way that we're also trying to have on the podcast as well, bro. We're trying to have like more women, like being themselves. Like go understand like what's the thinking towards that. Because Abando are so ashamed of Indobayenza talk and also they are so ashamed of being judged. Asiyaz what at the end of the day it's better that Sibe enlightens us this way so that we don't get to be in spaces where we talk about things that we don't understand. We hear it from the person's mouth. And I think that's partly why songs people have been scared like to be on the podcast. Because they watch other podcasts and they have these expectations of okay, when you on the podcast you're supposed to have this kind of thing.
But you know what that thing taught me? Like I said, I judged the book by its cover because apparently that girl wasn't like a maquetch and all that goddamn fine, bruh. And she was known. There's a place I'm finding out she's only a second year. So she's not that old. 20, 21. Yeah. So you high up. Like that, every day you pull up to school, you see new people. And it's mostly girls. You see new girls. That's why I saw by in the world. There's more women than men.
Yo, bruh.
You everywhere you go.
For every man,
I don't understand like Amachita was single and then
I don't like Amachita. You know one thing that I've always said, Machita, we need to go to see lungi, say guys. Like the way that they present themselves to be nice for us, we also need to do the same thing. And I think that's partly why there's this abuse culture that is being pushed down across like a majority of men. Is because men don't want to learn how to be men. Sure. You need to be good at excelling at being a man. You need to be attractive for the opposite sex, bruh. Jani, bruh. 2 times the population, more than come on, figure it out. And you know about women is it's not that they don't like you, bruh. They will tell you about Mamela out fix this. They see that as offensive. Trust me, I went through a lot of relationships. Like, like, bruh,
ego is getting stroked.
Lutano, that's grooming. So now let me make myself presentable for that. And I see like value in a lot of those encounters that I had as well with that kind of thinking, especially towards the relationship that I'm in, bro. I'm like, I'm trying to make sure, I bring success to it. I know, are gonna be like a downfall, but trust me, bro. This is the one I'm willing to break backs for. When they understand about it was all like a lead up, so that I eventually get to this place. And being an example, I want to go through the same shoes as my mom, bro. I want to own a family. I want to have a car. I want to experience all of that, bro. But I want to do right where she did wrong, because I'm so interested in like people must let me know of how my mom touched them, bro. Like good, bro.
It's people don't
because I'm
talk
still here.
about
I came from her at the end of the day. I have her blood, her DNA running through my vein, and my father's as well, bro. Like people that still live can't deprive me of that, and it's a conversation like I've had with myself. Like my dad owes me one thing. He just must tell me about like where do I come from. He must tell me about where he comes from. Like how his whole family. That's the one thing that he owes me, bruh, because I'm very big now on preserving his name. I can't like disacknowledge but for years you were not there. I can't go back to that. Like I can't live from that anymore. Because look at what God did. Gave me a child. Like okay. You now you're in the position to rectify that. You see, I can't make the same mistake that he did because he left his family. Like, can I be angry at that? Yeah, but you eventually have to go over it. Like, God is going to put you in that position. Like, you're an adult now. Are you going to make the same stupid ass decision? I could have done zonke zawethu, dog, but at the end of the day, I'm not preserving myself. And the potential because God gives you that, and then you don't take care of it, He takes it away. Yeah, well, next thing you are around nihilism. You don't think about your own, but the people that are in my life, you are, bruh. They are pillars. My girlfriend to my friends, they are pillars, bruh. And I let them know, oh God, they are pillars. Not because I want them to glow, but it comes from the bottom of my heart. I've lost too much, bruh, not to like let people know how much they mean to me. The same way that you mean to me as well, bruh. So like get into the habit. I let them know, bro. Because it's not guaranteed to nobody. With the unfortunate thing, it's not set in stone. But most importantly, I protected myself with those decisions. Like, okay, now I don't have a mom. But I don't tell myself, I must go ruin my life now. I can't do that, bruh. Like, what would enable me to do is again.
Hi, Johnny. Is that Johnny? Come on.
Yeah. Where were we?
Where were we?
Just a moment, I'm gonna stop this now. Just gonna take a moment to save on it. You pause the video. No?
I'm gonna pause it again, okay.
Awesome. Yeah. Without Audacity, man. Shout out to the developers, man. I just made sure I took that constructive criticism because the first person who like became on the interviews. Now he didn't believe, but are we really doing this? Because I've been telling him, yo, bongo, dog, because like I need to like take my podcast to the next level. I can't be reading out on shit for the next season because I was like first 2 seasons, but I was like, no, I up. So I had to do something about it. And then, I decided to Kalapanz. I was like, okay, let me just have a chat with my friends and like see like the influence that I have in their life. So it became Indonesian and it became something so amazing, dog. And I found out I'm interested in people really. And London, it also gave me an opportunity for people to be interested in themselves because like I get to see who is this person, what do they love, what have they been through, what is driving them, like many things that I didn't like take into account because I used to ask myself life in and all those kind of things. But then I started to get to a place where I had to do things consciously, and then these people, they started to see, but nah, man, there's something great in you, dog, and you need to tend to it. And I became good at that because they kind of like also led me to me. But you keep on doing this. Sometimes you're not going to be for everyone. Like, don't expose yourself to that. So, like, okay, there are those who are going to give me that criticism. But criticism is constructive that you need to work on. And the dude was like, nah, your editing game is not that ups. And so on. Like, this is exactly what we wanted. So obviously, when someone tells us that, we were expecting that. I could have like, fuck man, I can't do this because hey, I was circling up the app. Sometimes sometimes there's a younger londo. Until eventually I was like, stick na liwe, dog. Is I'll figure it away, you're gonna figure it out. Then what I did, before I even started season 3, I used to do voice notes. Like 10 minutes voice notes to my friend, motivating them. Preparation for younger away. Like take my tattoos away and you go practice on them because that's you. And then that's where I started to gain the confidence, the cutting, sinetile, yabo uhlisa, like equalize, and all those things, like balancing vocals, and then you can khohlela.
Even as I short videos, there's 62.
Yeah, yabona is a way yabo umchita ke lo one who's taking the
Yeah,
shots.
I love it.
Sometimes it's me who's doing the editing, guyo when's the editing, like even this long form na izophuma yabona. But we try to like differentiating a content yet so that we make it accessible. Kwanye abantu bathanda long term, abanye bathanda short term. Abanye, we want to give them like a bridge. In order for you to mess up with the long things, start with the short form. Abusibone go for 30 seconds. This is interesting. I want the full vitinja.
Yeah.
And then you go on to our other page. Yeah, well, we will like hook, line, and sink, and that is what you were doing. Credit to him as well. Credit to myself as well. And thank you to you as well for like noticing.
Yeah.
Because my best friend was like that. Yo, bro, I thought y'all post and but go machita. Go, y'all are taking it to another level now.
Because I'm going my first notice page post like always like motivational like quotes like it's written but khona many quote and struck kweza like ndibenquma this guy khona indazanayo man tathi. But then I started seeing your clips when you post stories like 30 minutes, 30 seconds, 30 seconds, 30 seconds. Like, I'm interested.
Yeah, this is exactly what we were talking about, Nosungs, brother.
Yeah.
That's intentional. Thank you, my brother, for also noticing that as well, because that's really intentional. That's really intentional in terms of how do we get for you to like have an ear.
Yeah.
First of all, saqala sukudika konba hayi kuninza post esot uzobona la sign you-one because umjiduna lawe that sometimes ngathi expand it's working. The problem
Even
is
ujonge reaction.
Yeah,
Abantu they see it.
Yeah, when they make it available.
I wanted to do react. I always say that they see.
Yeah, kind of beauty about it. Go get analytics. That's what you swiped up, who swiped down. Yeah?
Click to kill and do it.
Balo click ile into ezinjalo. Funa ndo. Funa liqanda. Ngifuna liqanda ngibone pha front. Nangoku yabo business libala.
Hey, what do we on?
I can always go back.
Go back.
What we can do is we can start to have an impact by focusing on what we have power over. Our power is the ability to sell what we are making. And we are basically selling motivation.
Sure.
Yeah, but the same way that brands are trying to imprint themselves into your head so that McDonald's,
Sure.
fast food, KFC, we're trying to be like that. Come up with something new, which is we're trying to add another part of you that you didn't know does exist. Because we are in the colonization game, we're trying to dominate like in terms of go and question the things that you've been refusing. And you will find that you're gonna have strength once you start to like, hey, I've been giving my fears too much power now. So we go with that element, whether sukushange audio, sukushange video, sukushange picture, okanye noba sukubetha ngegif, noba indoni. Yayibona la because every of the tools that we have available to us, we are still learning it. And then as we're learning it, we're fine-tuning it. And as we are learning, we're becoming better at it. We're getting more feedback. Because at the end of the day, we have people like you who genuinely listen to the information. Sure. We're like, brah, I can tell a difference. I can tell this. Because the dude was like, no, take out umtulo. The background music, we need to hear the people. Yeah, but take out so you have to learn from your own mistakes as well. Because then eventually it becomes, okay, how do we add our own touch? So that now, whenever I see it in Endwetile, so now you would hear words, next thing, which means you don't even need to put the volume on to hear my voice.